Hey everybody, it's Diane, and it's not really late for me, but it's about 10 o'clock tonight, and I'm kind of beat. I did three hangouts today, which is unusual for me. Usually I work an hour or two a day, but today I worked really hard. I talked to a lot of people because we're in the middle of the launch, and I just wanted to take a couple minutes and talk to you because I see so many people. We're in the middle of a worldwide launch right now. It's very exciting. And I look like a rack, by the way. But if you don't know what's going on, you can always send me an email at diane@dianehochman.com. It's Hochman, and ask me about it and how you can get involved. But I'm watching folks, and everybody, they just act like they don't know marketing and they don't know all this stuff, and they get all verklempt or freaked out or whatever, or overwhelmed, as people would say. But the reality is that none of this isn't anything that you don't know if you were ever a kid, or if you have raised a kid. You know all this stuff. Right now, we're working with exclusivity. Okay, we all are able to hand out so many invitations to get people involved, and people get so overwhelmed by this. Guys, they did it in elementary school. We're going to pick the top 3 students to do XYZ. The first 3 kids to finish their test get to go deliver papers to the office. We do it with our kids. We let them know that they're going to get to go to something that other people don't get to go to. We're programmed from the time we are little to respond to exclusivity. Only some people get access to this. You guys already know that. You use it on your kids, you use it on other people. Nightclubs use it. You got to wait online to get in. They decide whether you look right, whether or not you can get in. It's exclusivity, where the celebrities go. We all crave access to some. So you don't need a master's degree in marketing. Okay. Now, the other thing that we're dealing with is limited quantity. Okay. We use this at school. We only have 3 copies of the book. Okay. Anytime there's only a handful available, it's a one-day sale. You can only come on that day. There's only so many. It's a signed limited edition, of a collectible. It's just the same old thing that everybody else has, but when they sign it and they say there's only 500 of it, all of a sudden they could jack the price and everybody wants it. So when we're dealing with only the ability to give out so many invitations, or there's only so many spots, we're creating a limited quantity. Limited quantity creates desire. There's only 1 pork chop left. Everybody wants the pork chop. Nobody's really hungry, but everybody wants the pork chop because there's only 1 left. Now, why do we know this? Guys, this is genetic. This stuff is genetic. Where does we quantity? There wasn't enough shelter. There wasn't enough this and that, so they were dealing with exclusivity. Think about in the past the difference between the rich and the poor. It's not as profound. I mean, it is. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, in America, even broke that are struggling right now. I've been there, but the contrast between people that were begging for food on the streets, like in the 1700s and stuff. I'm thinking like pre-revolutionary France or something. There was an underclass, and then there was the wealthiest wealthy people. You had that huge contrast, and all of that stuff has been around since the beginning of time. So people want that which they can't have. So again, when you see this used in marketing, people just get so like freaked out by it. But the reality is, it's stuff you use every day. We only have 4 ice pops left. Who's going to clean up their room fastest to get it? We only have this many of this. Who's going to do what? We dangle this in front of kids all the time. Your parents got you to behave in certain ways based upon time limits, quantity limits, exclusivity, etc. You can use this in your marketing. Works like gang. So use it, in your offers, etc., etc., etc. So you already know this stuff. It's marketing stuff that you already know. If you just sit back, none of it's complicated. None of it's very outside of the realm of what you're familiar with. It just is what it is. And the sooner you accept it and decide that I knew this back when I was about 4, as opposed to feeling like it's this brand new thing, the sooner you'll make great progress. So, guys, if you want to learn a lot about marketing and hang out and kind of some of my different trainings and work sessions and so on, make sure you stop by DianeHochman.com. Put in your name and email. I'm always sending out emails about different things that are going on, sessions and this and that. I can tell you how we can get into my private stuff. Ooh, exclusivity, but it is private. It's private for my teams. And also I can tell you how to get involved in this launch and or whatever you're looking for. Let me know what it is that you need help with, and I'll point you in the direction. Sometimes it's something that we work together in a business aspect. Sometimes I just tell you who has what you need. I'm not really so much worried about whether we make a buck together. I'm more worried about whether you find where you want to go, and if we find something that works together, spectacular. So I'm sorry for my being so tired. In the end, I just had to say this because it makes me so sad watching people diminish themselves and think they're not competent and they can't understand this. A 4-year-old can understand it. You can too. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great night. I'm going to go crash. Take